I spoke to the sergeant and to the 2 officers that were here tonight, who totally agree something has to be done here. There's, all these kind of apps that people can do crap to other people with. And yes, they can be found out. And yes, it takes a lot of money to do that, to find that stuff out. So, hey, I'm Hank, but it has to be changed. And the first thing that has to be changed is YouTube has to change. YouTube cannot allow people to open account after account after account. They can't do it. Social media is so much a part of our lives now. People want anonymity, but you can't have that, okay? You can't have that anymore because it's wreaking havoc. It's just letting people wreak havoc. If you can't stand behind your name anymore, the internet is as much a part of our lives as the everyday. You go out on the everyday and you go out with your name, okay? If you're Ann Smith, you're Ann Smith. Why is it that you go on the internet and you have to hide behind a fake persona? Why? Okay, it doesn't make sense. The internet is our everyday life now. This is how we do business. Why are you hiding behind? It doesn't make sense, and that's the whole problem. It's the whole problem. This is the future. Stop. We can't have this anonymity. There shouldn't be any reason to. I've never been afraid to be who I am until these people create these fake accounts and they hide behind everything, and then you don't even know who you're dealing with. So YouTube has to stop it. They have to go through every account, and they have to have those accounts verified. It's going to YouTube so they know exactly who signed up for that account. And you're not going to be able to create multiple accounts because you want to go in and troll someone, okay? Because everybody that trolled me had a part in what happened last night. And everybody that trolls anyone has a part in what happened. You may say, oh, I was only fun trolling. Oh, I was only fake trolling. Oh, I only said that I didn't like her. No, anybody that incited hate, anybody that made hate videos, all had a part in what happened last night. So don't think that there's some trolls that are okay. There's no trolls that are okay. Yeah, absolutely, Pitbull. They have to be verified. I mean, it's just, YouTube is like just crazy now. People are just opening Wild West, yeah. Wild West. One account after another after another. Now, last night, somebody by the name of Mary Witt, of course, a bogus profile, came in here and threw my address up. And of course, now they're connecting me with the computer crime, the computer and internet crimes, and I'm working with them. So I'm telling you that every single URL, and I've kept track of them all this time, every single URL of every channel that has ever done that to me. So like Mary Witt will go there, and believe me, there will be an error, there will be an IP address, there will be something, and those people will be prosecuted. So that's that's where I'm going to put my efforts and change legislation, because if you can't be who you are and you're scared to be who you are, there's a reason. Like you have to hide behind a fake name and you say I can't do this. There's a reason. You don't do that in your everyday life, and this is our everyday life now. The internet is where we do business, we go to school, we do everything. So it just has to stop. The anonymity is what is causing all the crime. I just think, I have a sixth sense about these trolls, just like I did about the one that came in. Then I will just get gone, because I just can't take it anymore. It's too much. They have all that information. I gave all the information, and then I'm going to work with the computer. What do they call it? The Computer Crimes Unit. So the Computer Crimes Unit then will take all the URLs, all the profiles, and it's a good thing. I can tell you, if you have a channel and you have someone that comes in and makes a crazy comment or whatever, before you delete it, because sometimes you can't find that channel again, before you delete it, click the go to channel, get the URL, grab the URL, and start keeping a file of it. Because if something like this happens to you, you will have a URL of all kinds of people. And you can't just say, well, again, there are no harmless trolls. So we have to be more diligent, and we can't tolerate what we consider harmless trolls. There's this absolute zero tolerance on it. It's more than screenshot it. You can screenshot it, Rascal, but you want to get the URL, because that's how, when you give it to the police, they can go in there and then with YouTube get the IPs of that. And then once accounts are verified, they would know immediately who it is. Oh, you know the 3 go to your channel? If you go to the person's channel, Stephanie, right? Then when you're on their channel, just grab the URL that's up there and copy it. And then you'll have where their channel is, because sometimes they pick a name, like say the other night, Jennifer. And maybe you're not going to just find Jennifer, because when you try to go, there's going to be 90,000 and you're not going to remember, exactly the one, and then you're going to get frustrated. So grab the URL right away and just store them. Hopefully, Sunflower Brand, and I urge every creator, you might think it's, a little innocuous troll. Don't. Every troll, and I will tell you, every single troll, oh, thank you, Michelle, or any person that's, brought hate about for somebody to the point that it stirs up so much hatred, had a part in what happened last night, has a part in what happens to any creator that's targeted. Because you may think, oh, they're not a bad troll. They're just stirring the pot a little bit, right? No, it's not. Okay? It all affects everyone, and we have to have a zero tolerance on it. It could have been really bad. We found out, the caller had said that Jimmy had called, he said it was Jimmy, and that he had killed all of us, and that he was held up in the house with a gun, and he's going to shoot anybody that comes here. He's waiting for, come on, officers, I'm going to shoot you when you come here. So, what? Yeah. So they would have, if he would have come down with a shotgun, in all likelihood, they would have shot him. They would have been totally justified, since, for all intents and purposes, he called and said, I'm going to shoot you. And if he comes with a gun, well, there it is. Believe me, if it's happening to me, it's just going to keep going, and it's going to hit the others. I was scared too, Judy. I was really shaken up last night. Jimmy got, people said they don't know Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't react at first. Like when Jimmy was here and first he goes, I'm going to bed. He didn't go to bed. Both he and I didn't go to bed until after 8 o'clock in the morning. We got our kids off for school, and then we went to bed for a little bit. Neither of us could sleep. Okay. So he said he was going to bed. He didn't go to bed. And then it dawns on him, because this is how Jimmy is. Like in the moment, he tries to say, calm, it's okay. Then he started to think about it. And at that time, we didn't even know that the caller said, if you come up here, I'm going to shoot you. Okay, we didn't even know that part. So he came over and he goes like this, you know what? I'm just thinking about that, playing that over in my head. If I had grabbed the shotgun like I was going to. He goes, I was getting the shotgun. And he goes, and then they banged again, and I said, let me go see, because he could see the glass door. And he went to the glass door, and they said, show me your hands, show me your hands. If he had had the shotgun, what that person said, that said they were Jimmy, he would have been shot. And the officers agreed with us tonight. He would have been shot and killed, and they would have been totally justified, because according to them, he threatened them. And then he comes down from the stairs and he's got a gun in his hand. So he would have been killed. Right. So there were some people that said, oh, her husband didn't sound that bad. It must not have been that bad. But he got very shaken up later on, then he went out and to write a comment to just let everybody know what he's been thinking about. Then when they told us tonight that they said that, then he was like, crap, I would have been killed. The kids would not have had a father. You wouldn't have had a husband. I wouldn't have been here anymore, all because somebody thinks it's a joke. You know, it's not a joke. I can't believe this is happening to me. I thought, this happened to other people. I'm going to die, from a violent crime, from somebody in my house. And all I kept thinking that it was somebody, like that had come from YouTube. And I just said, I just can't believe this. No, they probably didn't mean it as a joke, because knowing what they said, they knew full on well that we had guns here. They knew full well we had guns, and they knew, that's just what the police told us, they knew you had firearms, and they knew you would probably come down to the door with the firearms and you would be shot. So they did want someone killed last night. It's scary and it's crazy, and we've got to do something. We have to turn the situation around and stop it. And there was something like great on YouTube, like I said, creators came together, whether, whether we see eye to eye on silly things like crimes and how we cover them, the creators came together, no matter what, because I think every creator will say, whatever, maybe, I don't know, maybe our personalities clash, maybe this happens, but I don't want to see her dead, just the way I wouldn't want to see any of them dead, right? Yep, police, yes. It was horrific. Very scary. Yeah, it is very scary. So everybody has to really come together. And I tell you, okay, and I'm telling you, if you know anything, like if someone said anything, anything, there's going to be people that start to talk. Well, that's how someone else got caught, okay? That's how someone else got caught. And that wasn't even anything to the degree that this was. So I would advise you, if you're keeping secrets for anyone, if you know anything about who did this, I ask you to take your heart and say, what would I do if someone did that to my family and could have killed my husband? Do I want to sleep with this on my conscience that they might do this to her again or someone else? So if you're keeping someone's secret about that, you have to examine that and see if that's what you really want to do, if that's who you want to align yourself with. Somebody that would take away two little boys' father, my husband, because of whatever it is. Yeah, they think they can control everything. And the more power you give to them, the more you yield to them, and the more you're scared of them, the more you run away from them, the more power they get, the more dangerous they get, and more people are going to be hurt, killed, everything. It's a thrill. I think it is. I think it's like they get a high from it. They get a look what I'm doing, and as sick as it is, if Jimmy had been killed, I don't think they would have felt an ounce of remorse. I don't think they would. They first word would probably be good. Now she'll probably finally get off YouTube.